Ratified contract? So what's next? Home inspection. Hey there, it's Robynburdett with Remax Weston, and this is Joey Donofrio with Donofrio Associates. One of the big things that I find that really is important to buyers is the home inspection. And so I wanted to bring Joey in here to talk about setting expectations so you know exactly what's going to happen from the moment you make the phone call to order it to getting the report. So Joey, I know there's a lot involved. I mean, you guys have huge report, but let's just start. So how long should we be looking at time-wise?
So home inspection should be 2 to 3 hours, and what we're looking at is we're looking at the house from the foundation, so the structure, all the way up to the roof line. And a home inspection is a functionality inspection, so we're testing the functionality of the house. We're not doing a code inspection, it's how does your house function. Really not doing cosmetic things, and the whole goal of a home inspection is we want to avoid the major costs.
Right.
You know, but part of home ownership, you are going to have maybe an outlet that goes bad, a couple $100 here, $150 here. But as long as we can get the big ticket items, that's really what we're looking for. So your mechanical systems, your roof, your appliances, your plumbing, your electrical panel, your water heater. Those are really the main things we're looking at. We're testing every outlet, every interior door we can get there, but we're not really looking at those cosmetic items, like things that can be painted over, maybe a stain in the carpet. That's really not part of a home inspection.
It's fun watching him describe this. You can tell he's passionate about that's the big, that meaty items. So that's really good. No. So when you start, you arrive, and what the process?
Yep. So with our company, we're going to do a driveway presentation of what we're going to be doing, the routine we're in, because we want to respect everyone's time involved, and we want to make sure we're in a set routine. If we're bouncing around looking at things, one, we're going to potentially miss stuff. And two, we're going to waste a lot of time.
Right.
And so we want to be efficient. We want to make sure we're in a routine. I always tell people we're like trained dogs. We go in, then we do our little thing. But we're educating throughout the process.
Exactly.
And at the end, we're going to deliver you a report. So you get a report on the spot, right there. It is 2019. So we use the technology that's provided to us to give that report right there. In our area, you have tight contingencies. So we need to get that information. So now you can talk with your realtor and begin to negotiate the process. And we believe that we need to deliver that stuff right away.
So when you get the report, it's broken down into, one, it has great pictures of everything. I mean, even if there is a door that doesn't close because the hinge isn't right, you'll get a picture of that because that's homeowner maintenance that you could do.
Exactly.
But break it down to, so you get a report and there's 3 different classifications that you have?
Yeah, so 3 different classifications: acceptable, marginal, defective.
Okay.
Not inspected, not present, so we'll make note of those things too. Acceptable are things that are working perfectly. Marginal or normal, typically maintenance type items. And then defective is it's broken. It's not functioning as it was designed to function. And those are the 3 main categories. A lot of photos. Not just photos of what's bad, but photos of where your water main shutoff is, where your filter is, where your electric panel is. So you get a lot of detail. Again, it's an educational booklet of, hey, this is how my house functions. This is where the main components are, and I have a record of it. Tons of photos, color photos. We put the report in layman's terms. I always tell people you want it to be in layman's terms. A lot of photos. It shouldn't be a book that you have to dissect. It should be to the point. We live in, again, 2019. I always make the joke, my son, who's 3 years old, will never read an article. He's going to watch a video.
Yes.
And that's where we're heading. And so we just make sure that it's very simple and very easy to use and very digital. So you can click on the issue and then click on the photos and swipe through and find what's going on.
So as an agent, what I do is that I take the report and I look at all, of course, the defective items, because that's the big items for them that we're going to be asking for. But then there's these marginal items, and that sometimes it's a gray area. And one of the marginal items that keeps coming up often is broken seals on windows.
Thermal seals.
Yeah, so tell me about that, because I've had home inspectors declare it as defective, other ones say no, it's marginal, other ones say it's cosmetic. So
for a broken thermal seal, that means windows are vacuums, and what's between the vacuums is no air, and when that seal breaks, Now you have air between those panes, and that's what causes the condensation. So there's a little bit of heat loss. One window isn't really a big deal, and you probably live with it's more cosmetic at that point. But if you're in a house and it's a lot of windows, a lot of doors, now it's more of a bigger heat loss deal. The only way to fix that is to replace the panes. And there's some window companies that can actually come in, replace the panes of the window. You have to replace the panes because, again, it's a vacuum, so it needs to be airtight sealed. And now you can replace them. Some, depending on the age of the windows, sometimes the windows need to be replaced. And again, if it's a lot of windows, that's going to be costly. I always tell people the 3 biggest expenses: HVAC system, roof, and then your windows cumulatively. So your windows all together, those are probably the 3 biggest expenses of a home. And so it just depends. Every scenario is somewhat different. One window, really not a big deal. A lot of windows, okay, there's a more heat loss. So it varies on the severity of what's going on.
So besides the home inspection, I know you guys also test for other things.
Yep.
What are some of the other inspections that somebody that is concerned about a home inspection or is concerned about a house? We had 72 inches of rain last year. It only rained twice. It just stopped once. But so we've been having this, green substance that could be looking like mold. But tell me what other inspections that you guys do.
So we do radon inspections, and the EPA actually recommends every house get tested for radon. So we do offer radon. It's radioactive decay that happens underneath the air surface that accumulates in the lowest point of your basement or your living space, which is typically your basement. It's 8 times heavier in air, so when we test for it, we test at the lowest spot. And statistically, you lose about 30% every level you go up. People say, well, if it's heavy, why am I even going to test it? Wouldn't it just stay in the lowest level? Well, again, our houses are running HVAC systems. So we're moving air through a return, through our ductwork, and then spitting it back out. So there's movement of air that happens, and that's why we want to make sure that there's no radon levels. The EPA says for levels that are 4.0 or above, they recommend remediation.
Okay.
And so radon, second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States.
Wow.
That's not my statistic, that's the EPA statistics. Don't get mad at me.
No, so that's really one reason why.
So that's why we test for it.
Especially, I always say if there's lots of windows and your basement's all open, it's one thing, but in-ground basements, to me, that's not a choice.
Yeah. And it's airflow. So if I turn on an air conditioning unit, it's going to pull air from wherever it can get it. So it pulls air from where the slab is, where if I have cracks in the slab. Same thing if you open up windows, you can actually create a false positive, because when I open up windows, I create a cross breeze. And when I create that cross breeze, I'm pulling air from below the slab. And so that air is being pulled up, that heavier gas then begins to be pulled up, and it becomes more in our breathable level. And so that's why when we test for radon, we want to make sure the machine's a little bit off the ground so we can kind of get that feel for it.
The heavier one.
When we test for the heavy.
And so what other things do you test for?
We test for mold. So we do air quality testing that tells us mold spores in the air. I always tell people what we breathe and what we eat are a big determining factor for our health. And so we want to make sure that we're not breathing in mold spores. Higher concentrations of mold in the air can cause health effects to us. Most common is allergic reaction. You walk in a house, your eyes start to water, maybe you get a scratchy throat. If you have asthma, maybe you're taking a hit of your inhaler. And so these are all signs to look for when you're going through houses. Do I need an air quality test? Oh, when we walked in the house, there was a funny smell. Perfect reason to get an air quality test.
Is it one that you, though, wait until you have the home inspection to actually have a home inspector say there's some substance that looks like mold? Or is it one that you should think of doing just because the house smells?
So I think as you're seeing properties and you notice something funky about it, you see water stains. So moisture is the problem, mold is the symptom. So if you're seeing moisture, you think there may be a moisture issue, and you see a red flag area, you may say, hey, maybe we should just order the home or order the mold inspection. Or you say, you know what, we're gonna let our inspector know that we've noticed this stuff and get his opinion on it. So with us, all of our inspectors are equipped with mold air quality test. So if you say, hey, we were going to order it, but we just want to know your opinion before we actually add it to the order, that's perfectly fine. So if we see visible signs of mold, if we see red flag areas, we're going to bring them to our client's attention. And again, we're going to give them information to then make an informed decision. Great. We're not making decisions for them because we're not salesy, we're not like upselling. It's, hey, this is what we see, we offer this, it's up to you if you want to get it. And then let them make that decision.
It is amazing how this past year we have had more homes that have been bone dry forever and never have mold. I just had a listing that we had to have the whole house treated for mold. So it is one of those that I've gotten pretty good at smelling when you smell it, but it's one of those to have. So you have radon, normal home inspection, radon, mold.
Lead inspection. So you want to get a lead inspection. Any house built before 1978 has the possibility to have lead in it. The closer to 1978, the less likely it is. I believe it's like 1978 to like 1960. 1960s, there's like around 30% of houses could have lead. And the older you get, the more chances it is. And the only way to know is to test for it.
Right.
To know if you have lead. So we offer lead. We offer termite inspections. Don't do any remediation work. So termite, lead, we do well inspections. We're offering water inspections coming soon. Carbon monoxide testing coming soon. In the next couple months, we'll have all that. Again, we want to be your one-stop shop inspection company that we don't do any remediation work.
That's key.
Yeah.
That is
huge
key.
conflict of interest. And I see it mostly, not really on the home inspection side, but on mold inspections, termite inspections. There's always remediation. There's always another layer. And it just is a huge conflict of interest. One very important thing I want to mention when it comes to mold, for any professional to call something mold, it needs to be tested.
Right.
You have to have lab results. Black mold is not a type of mold. There's a variety of molds that can be black. The only way to know what type of mold it is to test for it. When we think of black mold, we're actually thinking of a type of mold called Stachybotrys. See, the reason why we have black mold in our heads as being really bad is because the media made a big deal about black mold. They'd rather say black mold than Stachybotrys, and so that's why we think black mold is bad, but we need to know what type of mold is it. So black mold is not necessarily bad, it's what type of mold it is.
And that's really critical, going back to the idea of choosing somebody to do the inspections that's not invested in the repair or remediation of it. Because then you're going to get a third party that is actually just there working for you. That's why you hire a professional real estate agent, you hire a professional home inspection company, you hire an attorney and a loan officer. These people are working for you. You then can, after, with the knowledge that you're gathering from the home inspection and all the tests that they have done, then we go out and we get estimates on what it's going to cost to get the repairs done. So it's very, very important to note that with a home inspection, all this education that you're getting from a professional home inspector like Joey and Donofrio Associates is at the end to help you maintain your home, so you're going to be able to be there for a long time, and if there's problems, to locate them for you. Yeah. So anything else that you think a buyer should be prepared for when they're starting to think home inspection?
Yeah, I mean, well, be prepared. I mean, don't be scared of the home inspection. You know, most of the time we think that it's a scary thing. It's really not. You know, I always tell people I wish my life was an HGTV special, but those are outlying situations.
Me too.
So very rarely do we find like crazy stuff that goes on. And that's why it's so important just to, whoever you're doing for your inspections, they just do the inspection.
Right.
That they're not, oh, do you refer anybody? No, we don't refer anyone out. You know, I always tell people, Joey, do you recommend a remediation company? I said that what I recommend is you go on social media, you go on Google reviews, you research companies, you look, and you always at least call 3 contractors.
Right.
Never just call 1, call 3. And so that way you're getting a variety of information. Because if one guy can upsell you, do all the stuff, get 3 quotes, look on their reviews, do your due diligence. I think it's the most important thing you can do.
And it is one of those that a lot of the people live in, work off of fear when they are trying to give you quotes. And so that's how we help you. So, well, great. Well, thank you so much, Joey. And again, home inspection is all about giving you knowledge and letting you have your home for many years and just enjoying it. So I hope we helped set some expectations for you today, and have a great day. It's Robyn Burdett with Remax West End.